Ron Bixby, cider maker.
I'm Haley Shine, cider maker here at Little Apple.
We're at the entrance to Little Apple Cidery, Little Apple Farm on Orchard Lane in Hillsdale, New York. Hillsdale is about 2.5 hours from New York City and about the same from Boston and an hour to Albany. We got this orchard back in 1980 and we've been working it ever since with fruit. It's a NOFA, New York certified organic orchard. We went into cider full time and built a brand new facility about 3 or 4 years ago, and we're now developing a new orchard bar, tasting room.
I came on board here at Little Apple last fall, and it's a really exciting time. We've planted some new trees in a new orchard in Ankrum, and we're gearing up for expansion. Last season, we brought a lot of new equipment online. We have a brand new mill and a new belt press and some stainless tanks. So a lot of exciting things in the cidery. And now, as Ron said, we're getting ready to open up the orchard bar. That's our latest, greatest project. So looking forward to an exciting summer out in the orchard, and we look forward to walking you through it.
So up the road is the cidery with the red truck in the background, and the orchard bar is behind, which used to be our old barn. We converted a piece of it into a tasting room, open air orchard bar. And behind the old barn orchard bar is the orchard, and we're going to take you up there and show you what we're doing in the orchard. Here we are at the top of Little Apple Farm orchard. What you see in the distance is the border with Massachusetts, the Taconic Range, and Catamount Ski Area, which is pretty famous for this area. The orchard itself is 5 acres. Our total farm is 23 acres. What you're seeing here, when we first got the place in 1980, it was a jungle. It was all standard sized trees, and we needed to clear out the rows before we could even begin to grow any fruit. But we preserved some of the trees, but mostly we had to start over with smaller trees. So here's an example of the kind of tree that we grow now. It's called a semi-dwarf on M111 rootstock. And our biggest problem in growing these trees is the deer population. We have to keep the deer off of these trees because we don't have a deer fence around our orchard. So we put a fence around each individual tree. Sounds like a lot of work? It is. So that protects them for the first 2 years. And after that, we take the fence off and we use other means to keep the deer out of the orchard. Here we're at one of our old trees. This is a standard tree. The orchard was planted 40 foot on center, 40 feet apart, and 40-foot rows. And this particular tree is an old Macintosh, and it's called a dessert fruit apple, and we use dessert fruit for our fresh cider that we make. There are 2 kinds of apples, the dessert fruit and cider fruit. Our cider fruit we use exclusively for our heirloom cider and our Taconic Gold and our Orchard Reserve, and those consist of the original cider apples in the orchard, Northern Spy and Golden Russet, and we've added to those some English cider varieties, Cox Orange Pippin and Kingston Black, and a variety of others. So that's what we're doing here, growing apples.
Here we are outside the cidery. We're going to take you on a quick spin and take a look at the equipment. Come on in. Today we bottled just an average day in the cidery. So here's a look at the equipment that we used when we first started making cider. We have our small mill. We used a bladder press, which uses water pressure to push the juice out. And this was our largest tank. So now it's the Cidery Equipment Museum, although we still use it for small batches. But just this last season, we upgraded the equipment and we got to bring online a Kreutzmeyer new mill and bin tipper, as well as a continuous belt press. So the change from doing batch pressing to continuous press just made the whole operation a lot more efficient, and the yields have really improved. So it's June, so we're a harvest-based operation, meaning that we don't store any apples, so we just press once a year during the harvest. So we're going to put in a little footage of last fall so you can see the equipment in action. So we got some new big shiny tanks. These are 500-gallon fermenters, and we have one bright tank. They're from Advanced Metal, and they work real well. Nice to have temperature control and jackets with glycol. This is our bright tank Bubba. So we force carbonate in there, and then we package our cider. We also just started using this new bottler, which has made the whole packaging operation a lot more efficient. So it's a 4-head. We're easily able to go between our different sizes of bottles, and we're still getting to learn it and fine-tune it, but it's made our operation and our packaging just very much improved.
So we're here at the Orchard Bar. We're opening today, June 20th. And we're going to be open every Saturday and Sunday from here on throughout the summer from 1 to 5 p.m. So come on over and taste some of our cider. Haley's going to tell you about some of our products here.
So we have an online virtual tasting a week from today, June 27th. And these are the 3 ciders that we're going to be featuring. We've got Taconic Gold, which is our classic blend. We have Orchard Reserve Heirloom, which is a new release that we are just releasing today.
500 milliliter bottle.
Yep, it's all the way dry and it features the best of the orchard. And this is Nobletown, the bourbon barrel aged version. So we age our finished cider in bourbon barrels from our local Hill Rock distillery. Gets a nice intense bourbon aroma. So come on down. We have an online store and we have curbside pickup and local delivery 7 days a week. And you can pick up these 3 and participate in our virtual tasting, or come on down to the Orchard Bar and have a glass or a flight. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, or at littleapplecidery.com.
So thanks for coming by. We had a good time today and hope to see you in the future.
Cheers.
Cheers.